Hey guys, this is Dennis, the founder of Think Hero.
And this is Roth, the resident film geek.
And we're here today to talk about James Cameron.
Avatar.
Overall, I would say this. It's not the best movie ever, but I think it was probably my most favorite movie-going experience that I've had.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. It really isn't the best movie I even think of the year in terms of a whole film, but it is an incredible experience, and it absolutely is revolutionary, and I really give it to James Cameron.
Let's get this out of the way. Okay, the story, people keep saying it's Dances with Wolves. It's, there's plenty of stories like this, Pocahontas, Last Samurai, all this other stuff.
It's a little flavor of Princess Mononoke with the tree spirits.
So definitely the plot is a cliched plot. It didn't bother me that much.
Here's the thing. Lots of stories have been told over and over again. Lots of stories have been interpreted in different ways. It's not that big a deal. I mean, if anything, I would say this. Although I thought that in the use of the technology, a tremendous amount of restraint was shown, and that's part of what makes it so brilliant. The writing is not that subtle.
No, there's some places where the dialogue is too on the nose.
A little on the nose, heavy-handed with the VO.
Yes, a little too much exposition here.
Yeah, it relied on exposition. Sam Worthington is sort of narrating exactly what's happening, and not only with himself, but with other characters too. The message of the film is delivered, with some force and veracity. But I happen to be okay with it, and I'm totally on board with the message of the film, so that didn't bother me as much, and I walked away feeling like I had been through an amusement park, a movie, a dream. I felt like I had an entire experience that was really powerful and really fun.
Yes, I mean, the one word I always keep using for this movie is it's immersive.
Yes.
You are taken and put into the world. Much like how Jake Sully goes on that long 5-year trip in there to get to Pandora, we do the same thing. Because once we get there, I felt like I was actually there.
With them. And that was the cool thing about the technology, about the 3D.
Yes.
It wasn't 3D like, I'm going to throw a ball at your face. It was 3D like, you're here with us.
Yes, exactly.
You're having this experience of Pandora with us, and that world was amazing. I mean, it was gorgeous, stunningly beautiful, so detailed, and not just the physical world in terms of the CG, but the culture.
Yes. Of the Na'vi.
Of the Na'vi. I mean, it was really well done.
They create a whole language for it.
A language?
And one of my favorite things about the movie is
cultural mythology.
Yeah, the ritual and cultural traditions of the Na'vi. It made it feel real.
Yeah, really, and kind of the moment where we were talking about where he becomes a part of them and they're all holding each other's shoulders. Gorgeous. Yes,
that's actually my favorite scene of the whole movie. Is the scene before when he kills the animal. And he says that little line about...
I see you. Which, by the way, as far as the writing goes, I think that is possibly the most beautiful thing you could say to somebody to express your experience of them. It's so simple, but just, I see you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's gorgeous.
Two sides of the technology that brings you there. One is obviously the 3D, which is what people are talking about. The other one is more subtle that people don't really see, which is the actual
performance.
Capture. Yeah, it's not something where motion capture where he kept describing.
No.
People keep saying it's performance capture because you see the actual emotions in everyone's faces in the CGI characters. You
guys, okay, and we saw a little bit of the back and forth at Comic-Con where they showed Zoe Saldana with kind of the performance capture. The technology that they were using, and then they showed her character, and this woman, I cannot believe she's not nominated for a Golden Globe. I really can't. Her performance was outstanding.
Yes.
Outstanding. I mean, she totally sold me on the Na'vi. She sold me 100%. And she went for it. She was totally committed, and I think the reason is because it's CG. Well, this is not voiceover acting. This is her.
It's very parallel the way that like Jake Sully's character is using the avatar is kind of like how these actors are using these CGI characters.
Yeah, you're right.
They're channeling their emotions and their feelings into those characters and you see it.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that people who easily dismiss this movie are not fully understanding.
Yeah, no, and that is a really good parallel, is that it's them, you know, it's just a different expression of them. Sam Worthington, as we know, was the best thing in Terminator Salvation. He's great in this as well. We also have the secondary characters in the movie. We have the Colonel, you know, the mean evil
played by
Colonel.
Stephen Lang.
By Stephen Lang, strong performance there, very committed. Giovanni Ribisi was really, really funny as sort of like the corporate douchebag, and offered a little moment of levity.
Yeah, and then we have Sigourney Weaver,
of course,
who played the Dr. Grace Augustine.
Yes. You know, I liked her character. It did remind me a little bit of Gorillas in the Mist. I did think that there were a couple of moments that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me in terms of when we first meet her and she's like, "Where's my cigarette?" But then we never see her smoke.
No.
And then, you know, she's like, "Get out of my way," and I said, "Get out of my way," and that kind of a thing.
Okay, so the one character that I didn't care much for, that I didn't understand, was the character of Trudy, which was played by Michelle Rodriguez. I felt like she was a plot device. She was used to further along the plot of the other characters, and her motivations.
The Sky People.
Yeah, the motivations for what she does in the movie don't make any sense. They don't come from anywhere. She just does them. And then we have the thing that you would figure that most people would, you know, at least be entertained by is the action. I mean, the action is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Especially the last 30-minute ending sequence, you know?
Yeah, it is. The action is amazing. Again, just for me, it wasn't my favorite part. My favorite part really was getting to learn the world with him, through him and with him, and that development. I thought it was just really fun. Like, we got to fly with him and all this other stuff. But it's great action,
Yeah. So I just figure...
The man can do action.
Yeah, if people can't, you know, at least be entertained by the story, they should, you know, at least be entertained by the action. You know, I mean, James Cameron is a master of action. I mean, if you think about Terminator 2 and Aliens, even the ending sequence in Titanic.
Yeah.
Like, to me, in terms of just pure action, there's no equal.
No. Yeah, no, I would agree with you there. I felt a much stronger connection in the film with the world of Pandora when we were there with the Na'vi than with the human beings.
Yes.
That actually did fall a little more flat to me, the human relationships and the dialogue with the human beings. But the dialogue with the Na'vi and the relationships with the Na'vi, I actually felt very intensely for.
Yes, I was heavily invested in the Na'vi and their world.
Yeah.
Most of the I guess the not so good dialogue was mostly on the human side, I feel.
And so, I mean, ultimately, I would agree with you. I think that this is a phenomenal experience. You have to go see it in a theater. And I mean, like, seriously, people, this is not a movie you watch at home. You go to watch it in the theater, you go to the ArcLight, to the Cinerama Dome, you go to your IMAX, you go to see this in a movie theater.
And you see it in 3D.
And you see it in 3D.
Because 2D, that's the one thing I'm disappointed is, even if it comes out on Blu-ray and it's going to be super HD and nice, it's not the same
It's not the same experience. And films are now different because what can be done the ante's just been upped. All right? And so whoever's going to meet it, I don't know. But it's just been upped. Peter Jackson took it up. He just took it here. Cameron just took it there to the next level. So, and then as far as the story is concerned and people's complaints about that, I mean, frankly, I just think it's cynicism. I get the complaints in terms of some of the writing and sort of some of the a little more flattened out human characters, but overall, this is a beautiful story. It's lovely. Yeah, it's been told before, so what? It's told again in a very, very, very cool way.
Okay, guys, so overall, I give the movie an A-. Like we said, just go see it. Go see it in the theater.
And have the experience.
Yeah.
I give it an A- as well. And again, it's about the experience that you're going to have and less about the film, per se.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and you can post your comments below on the website.
Or on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the Think Hero YouTube account.
Or you can follow us on Twitter. Mine is @ThinkHero.
@JRossC.
All right, later.